Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. And this is a really special episode because we have Anna Hansell on again now. Anna's been in the program, in the Win It Life program, for 11 months now. And I'd interviewed her prior to this. I think maybe you're about 4 months in. And at that point, you know, she really excelled in the program because she'd gone in, she'd applied herself and she'd cut out the drinking and, you know, she'd achieved amazing results. But, you know, 11 months in, she's still here and she's still going strong and, you know, she's gotten even better results and she's progressed further than that. I mean, we were just talking about how Craig called me over the other day. It's like, oh God, check out Anna. She's benched 60 kilos and she only weighs, what, 57?
56, yeah.
56. So she's benching more than her body weight. And you've got a little gym at home, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, oh, your gym looks like it's home gym, which is just incredible. So I thought, you know, she can add a lot of value and give some really good advice to women who are, one, potentially thinking about joining, and two, women who are already in the program and perhaps are struggling. Because, you know, I think that and Anna and I were just discussing this, and something that I've learned along the way is that this is a journey. It's not a destination. And it's unrealistic to think that you're never going to have failures and that, you know, you're not going to have slip ups and everything's going to be easy, because it's all of those things that build you and teach you and strengthen you along the way. And the women that are the most successful are not successful because they've never failed. They've actually failed more than most have even tried. But the difference is they pick themselves up, they learn, and they keep progressing forward, because it's imperfect action that's actually going to get you to your goals. It's not, you know, being perfect all the time, because no one can be perfect, and I'm not perfect. I'm just really good at fucking failing forward. So Anna, just for people, I guess, who haven't met you before or don't know who you are, can you just talk about what it was like before Win It Life? You know, what were all the issues that you were having and how are they affecting your life?
Probably the biggest one for me, health-wise, was drinking. I was a really, really heavy drinker, and that affected me in every aspect of my life. I also had irritable bowel, and I've had that since I was 18. So always struggled with, a lot of foods. You know, I ate a lot of nuts, heaps and heaps of nuts, and was always sick, always bloated. You know, I'd had diverticulitis. They tried to tell me, excuse me, that I was lactose intolerant and all these sorts of things. But yeah, I obviously now I know it was just what I was eating, what I was putting in my mouth. But I was tired all the time. I went through a stage where I exercised a lot and I wanted to get fit and healthy. So I thought, yep, I'm only going to eat lean meat, broccoli. That's pretty much all I ate, I think. And
can I just ask you a quick question, jump in there? Why did you go and do that? Like, what was your reasoning and thought process behind, you know, because people go, and I was the same, I'm going to get fit and healthy, so I'm going to go and do this. Was it the fitness industry? Was it?
Yeah. Totally. That's what you see out there. Yeah, it is. It's advertising, I suppose. And it's the resources that I had and everything that's out in front of you is, you know, live on broccoli, nuts and seeds, quinoa, brown rice, that, you know, chia seed this, chia seed that. I guess, yeah, that was all I saw. That was the resources I had. I'm like, yep, this is what you've got to do. Train, you know, 6 days a week. I was doing weights 6 days a week plus boot camp, 3 of those afternoons. And then I was trying to run as well. You know, I wanted to be able to run 10Ks a day as well as do this. And yeah, I was just exhausted, so burnt out. And then I found the more I exercised and the more I did all that, the less I could eat. It felt like I was going backwards. Like at one point I sort of got to, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I feel like I look how I want to look, but I was just wrecked. And so, yeah, I just started drinking heavier because I felt like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm just slogging myself. And now it seems like I've got to eat even less. And so then I just started binging, drinking more. And then I just gave up. I just threw the towel and I thought, this is too hard. If this is what you've got to do, you know, and I didn't feel good. You know, at one point I thought I looked good, but yeah, I didn't feel good. I couldn't sustain it.
And how old are you? You're in your 40s, aren't you? Early 40s?
Yeah, 41.
41. Yeah. The majority of the women in our program in their 40s and 50s, I think, because you probably in your 20s and 30s, or even mine was in my early 30s, I did all that, same thing. I would, diet really strictly, but then I'd end up binge drinking and binge eating. And just the thought, you'd G yourself up to be like, oh, okay, I've got Monday, I'm going to do it Monday. Like, I'm just going to get back on the wagon. I'm going to eat. And then you'd last for like a week, and then the binging, because the sugar, you just crave the sugar, and you'd crave the drinking as well. Yeah. And how did it
control your life?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Did you feel really obsessed with food?
Yeah.
And how did it?
The more you thought about it, the more you ate.
Yeah, it's a really vicious cycle. Did it affect your family and your relationship?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think I was moody a lot of the time. Just because I was exhausted as well.
And you're busy too. Like you've got four kids, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you run a business.
Yeah, we run a business and we live on a property, so we we train horses as well. And
how did you survive? How are you surviving?
I don't know. Just drank lots and lots, I guess.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. And so let's talk about the results you've seen in 11 months, and let's start with the changes in your body.
Yeah. Well, inside, I would say my digestion pretty early on changed, like the bloat went away. All of a sudden, even sort of before I lost weight, I felt as though my stomach was flatter. Just I didn't have this bloat. Started going to the toilet every day, which for me was like a once, twice a week sort of thing. And so that helped. Yeah, didn't have the cramps. Like I used to get lots of cramps and stuff. All that went away. Like I said, that was fairly early on, but I was pretty, I was religiously eating my carrot salad every day from day one, which I still do now.
Me too.
Yeah, because I love it. So I guess that was inside, and then outside I lost weight. I think I've lost nearly 10 kilos. And
crazy. And you're only small, so you were what, 67? 66 kilos. Wow, and you've lost 10 kilos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. How many calories are you eating a day?
So it got upped again a few months ago, 2,100, I think. Yeah.
So you're eating 2,100 calories and you're 56 kilos. Yeah. And you've lost 10 kilos doing that, and training just 3 days a week.
That's it. Only 3 days a week. And that's probably, the bit I love is the 3 days a week, because I just love it now. You look forward to, it's not like, oh my God, I got to get up at 4 o'clock and go and do this again. It's like, it's training today. It's exciting. It brings excitement back into it, because you're not just slogging away at it. Yeah. You feel like you're getting somewhere.
It's incredible. And how has it affected the rest of your life?
I've just seemed to have a lot more confidence, but I seem to be getting other stuff in my life in order a lot more too, I think. It's like you clean up one part and you go, okay, I've cleaned that up. I've made that, my lifestyle now, it's a habit how I eat and train. So now I can go and move on to another one and clean that part up. So I find I'm more organized. Yeah, a lot more organized, a lot happier, a lot more routine.
It's interesting you say that, because I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this, because, I really believe that you can have the life that you want. Like at 38, I used to think that not to say that I won't ever have kids and get married, but I always thought that I needed to, not to say there's anything wrong with this either, but I was always looking for a man to save me, and I would drink and attract these terrible men, and I just wouldn't look after myself. And, once I did this and actually focused on myself and eating well and training and I slept again, I was balanced, and then it actually cleared my head so that I could focus on what I actually needed to do to get the life that I wanted, and that for me, that was starting with, not getting drunk and going out and having sex with all these random men, because that wasn't going to get me a really nice man that, because that's what I wanted. And then Craig came along, and then the business came along, and, I think that you can achieve anything you want in your life, and you can have the life that you want if you give it long enough and you work hard enough. But you have, it starts with you. It starts with you and sleeping well and feeling good and having like your hormones, like you won't have any hormonal issues now, I don't think, like going
No,
through menopause, which will be
no.
brilliant.
And yeah, even I was on, I don't know, I was on like about 10 different bottles of fish oil and multivitamins and B12, and I was on these other tablets because of how much I drank. I was on other tablets, and yeah, I did threw them all in the bin. Like, I don't need any of them. I don't take any artificial protein powders. Yeah, nothing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
yeah, you feel clean. You feel a lot cleaner, and I think yeah, I just respect my body so much more.
Mm. And then you can do life, because then you can actually, you feel rested, and you can tackle problems head on without thinking, oh fuck, the world is ending, and no one can do that if they're haven't slept and they have hungover and they feel shitty, because I used to be like that too. And then you go to extremes, and it's just it's incredible. It will have such a flow-on effect to every other area of your life, and that's what really excites me. And get like listening, it's great that you look great, like it's awesome, but just how it's changed the rest of your life. I think that's probably the most important thing, and getting your confidence back, and you feel energized, and you can tackle things head on, which is, I think, so awesome. And Anna, like, now that you've been in the program 11 months, and you look like you want to look, and you're eating lots of food, what's your advice for women? Firstly, women that are in the program, and like, say if you could look back and give yourself some advice early on, like, or these women, what advice would you give them to help them along the way?
Well, the biggest bit of advice is, I guess, stick with it, and respect yourself enough to stick with it and do the little things every day. Like, it's all too easy to go and throw the towel in and give up, but that's probably what you've done with a million other diets, and that's why you're here. That's why you looked on the internet and you found this program and you joined up. So yeah, I think just keep remembering why you joined, and just the little steps every day. It's just the little things, and just being consistent. Like, consistency, I think, is just everything. And if you can be consistent with this, then you find you can be consistent with everything else in your life. And consistent with your food, consistent with your training. Give up the booze is the biggest thing. That just really, I think that, I don't know anyone who's given up the booze and gone, oh geez, I wish I hadn't done that. Like,
I know. Oh, and that's a really great point with the alcohol, because I was like you too, like a really big drinker. And I think if you actually want to beat it, you've got to be able to give it up for a long period of time, so that when you actually do go back and like, I'll still have a few drinks every now and then. I don't want to get shit-faced. I don't do it every weekend anymore. It's just occasionally, and it doesn't control me. Because I think it's like you say, if you've got to think about that person that you want to become. What are the actions and behaviors that they would take?
And you've got to give it a go. You can't just go, oh, I've done this for 2 weeks and it's not doing, like, it's taken you years to get where you are.
Totally.
Most of you are probably, around our age, middle-aged. And so, you've got to stick with it. And I think results speak for themselves. Everyone can have their own opinion and say, oh, I don't think this is, but look at the results. I'm just over the moon with my results. And I know it's just from being consistent. It's not that I've had it any easier, or, it's just consistent. And I mean, I live an hour out of town. I don't have access to a gym. I've got a gym in my own shed, which is, secondhand stuff you buy, swap and sell. It's not, if you want to do it, you'll do it.
Totally.
It's with anything.
And I think too, it's like, because you haven't been perfect, like you've had micro failures along the way, but it's realizing that this is a journey, not a destination, and that failures are part of the process, and they teach you and they help you learn. And the only reason why you'll ever permanently fail is if you quit. But quitting doesn't get you there any faster. And who cares if it takes you, like, Anna, you've done exceptionally well, and you've achieved the body that you want to achieve in 11 months. You know, some women, it might take longer. They might have more to lose. They might have 20 kilos to lose. They might have,
Definitely.
you know, much deeper hormonal issues. But if, like, I plan on living to 100. So if it took me 4 years to get to this point, you know, it doesn't matter. What's another year to feel happy forever, you know?
And I think the thing is, once you're in it, it's just a lifestyle now. Like, I wouldn't want to change.
No.
You couldn't pay me to go off the program and change. So yeah, why would, you know, it's like you said, it's the journey. It's not like, oh, okay, I'm going to get to here and then I'll stop. It's your life. You don't give up on your life. So this is just
totally. And so I always say this to the women in the program who have kids, because the majority of the women in our program do have kids. I'm like, you make mistakes in parenting, but you don't give up on your kids, do you?
Right. Yeah. You
stop giving up on yourself, you know? Yeah. Or resign yourself to the fact that you're going to be, because most of the women come in and they're not happy with their body. And we're not about getting to 10% body fat. You know, we're about getting to a body fat that's healthy, sustainable, and where you're happy at. You know, like I'd probably be, I don't even know what my body fat would be now. It might be 23, 24%. But for me, look in the mirror, I'm strong, I'm happy, I can eat lots of food. I could be leaner, but I don't want to be leaner. I'm just happy where I am, you know? So it's like, it's about getting to a point that's happy for you and sustainable, like you're eating lots of food. You know, but it's like, you'll be fat and miserable for the rest of your life. And that's it. That's all it comes down to. It's either you fail forward and you consistently take imperfect action, or you keep doing the shit and you keep doing the habits and behaviors that are keeping you where you are right now. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah. And it's just so much mental with the physical, you know. For us women, it is. It's so much mental, you know. If you look good to yourself, you'll feel good, you know. If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, it just affects your whole life.
Totally. Yeah.
You're not a nice partner, you're not a nice, you know, parent, anything. So when you can like what looks back at you in the mirror, I think you can take on anything.
And you know what I find really empowering is that the only person that can do this is me.
Yeah.
It's me. I have the power, and I can change one thing every day, every week, and I can achieve I know now I can achieve anything if I fail enough. Like, it's like people expect that these new habits will get ingrained immediately. It's like, well, it's not how long it's going to take. It's like, how many times do you need to do it so that it becomes ingrained in you? You know, it's taken you 11 months now, and you're like how much easier is it now than when you first started?
Oh, well, it's second nature. Yeah. So it's just life. Yeah. It's nothing. It's just every day. It's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
You know, I have my training days, you know, I have my meals. When I go to work, if, you know, I work out in the paddock, so you're not near a fridge or a shop, or, you know, I pack my little lunch, my esky, and same thing. And it's just second nature. So it's no big deal, you know.
Yeah.
It is. It's really easy. It's a lot easier than having to think about. It's a lot easier than just the, you know, the stuff in the head that it was before about, you know, what am I going to eat, and, you know, and is it all adding up, and the drinking and the brain fog, and it's just so much easier.
Oh, I don't know. Life is so much better when you're sleeping and you're eating better food. And if a woman was thinking about joining the program, some of the things that they worry about, well, one is time. A lot of women go, I'm too busy, you know, don't have time for this. Well, you've got a farm, you work full time, you've got 4 kids. Yeah. What would you say to that?
You'll make time. It's just time management. Like, everyone's busy these days. And, you know, I thought that at the start too, like, oh, am I going to have time to meal plan and meal prep? But like anything, once, you know, you've made it a habit, you do it, second nature. So you will have time. You know, you make time for your kids. I think sometimes us mums don't make enough time for ourselves. And if you make time for yourself, and in the start, you know, it does take up a bit of your time getting your head around it. But once you've learnt it, then it's just part of life. And it's not gonna consume you. It's better than before, when all I was thinking about was food and, you know, trying not to eat bad stuff, and then you'd binge, and that was time consuming. Now, you know.
That's so
But
true. If you add up all the time that you think about food, binge eat, think more about food, binge eat, think more about food.
Yeah, you could be just packing your lunch and off you go and you're done, you know. So yeah.
Do you feel like it's freed you from food obsession?
Yes. Yeah. So much easier. So much easier. And all the food, I really love it. Like, it's, you know, it's real food. Like, I didn't eat white potatoes for years or drink milk, yogurt. You know, I have that stuff every day now. So orange juice, yeah.
Oh, it's a bomb. How good's orange juice?
Yeah. You don't get sick of it because it tastes good. It's real. You're not sitting there eating, you know, nuts and seeds like a bird. So yeah, it's a lot better.
And the second one, a lot of women worry about doing it online, you know, because obviously we have women all around the world in our program. How have you found doing it online, the support, the structure? If a woman was worried about doing it online, what would you say to her?
Yeah, well, I was really worried about that. I thought, oh, you know, was really skeptical. I thought, how is this going to work all online? Well, yeah, the support just within the network and the community, not just from you coaches, but from all the other ladies in it, it's just amazing. You can jump on. It's just, you know, you can ask a question to someone and get a reply in a couple of seconds about anything related to the training, the food, any of the stuff straight away. So the support, was just way above and beyond what I thought it was going to be. And with the coaches, with the training feedback, that's amazing. And being able to get on Zoom calls with you guys about the training or eating or anything. Yeah, no, it's really good. Like, you could go and pay a personal trainer in town, but they're only going to be with you for an hour 3 times a week. They're not going to help you with the rest of your life. Whereas I found this program has just helped with every aspect. And I love how everyone gets into, you know, within the program, it's not just this we talk about, it's other life skills, you know, about our relationships and money, all sorts of things. So and the accountability of it, I love that, because a lot of people need accountability, and, you know, there's heaps of that as well. So yeah, I'm so happy. So yeah, really surprised. A lot more support than I thought would have been able, you know, to be an online program. Yeah.
What about the community?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Just so good how everyone's got each other's back. It's not like a big competition, which, you know, I thought at the start it might be, but it's not. Everyone's just happy for each other, and everyone's progress, whether it's, you know, tiny progressions or whatever. It's so good to see them sort of put it up, and because I think you should be proud of every tiny step you take for better. But yeah, everyone's really supportive in the community. And like I said, good how they can sometimes, you know, other women can answer questions straight away on certain food choices and stuff. Yeah, so everyone helps each other out.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I've never met a group of women, like, there's no bitchiness. There's no, like, say, competition, and everyone's really invested in seeing each other succeed.
Yeah.
And pull each other up when they're down, but also, like, you know, like, give each other a kick in the ass when they're, you know, like, our community is quite a positive one. You know, we're not about, like, not having feelings, but it's about, you know, like, letting, I think some, you know, and I used to be like this, so I'd try and push all the feelings aside. Then I'd go and participate in destructive behavior to try and numb the pain rather than dealing with it. And I think a lot of women do the same thing. And I think it's about, you know, loving your body and loving it for what it is, because you can't heal a body you hate, you know. And I think a lot of women come in hating themselves, and we try and get them out of that. And like you say, respect yourself more and treat your body right, and train it and feed it and fuel it and build it. Build your inside, build your outside. So it's like, sometimes I have to pinch myself. Like, I think, we got nearly 550 women in the program. It's so awesome. You know, every day it's women succeeding and some women failing, but picking themselves up and going again, you know. And that's what I think it's all about. And finally, money. Has it been worth the investment? Because a lot of women, I don't want to invest that sort of money in myself. Has it changed your life? Has it been life-changing?
Totally. Like I said, you couldn't pay me to stop doing it. So, yeah, I just think, I don't know, I think this day, like these days, we waste money on so much stuff. But this is a true, like you can't put a price on your health. And this is a massive investment. And like I said, all the stuff I haven't been to a doctor. I haven't had a cold. I haven't had a flu. I haven't had so much as a runny nose in 12 months since I started. You know, I don't have doctor's pills. I don't take a million pills and supplements. That's a saving in itself. I don't drink. Straight away that, you know, that covered my costs to join. But yeah, I think it's money you'll find each week. And once you get into it and start to see and feel the results, you won't regret it. It definitely pays off.
Oh, well, that was so awesome, Anna. I really appreciate you coming on, and we'll interview you in another 6 months and see you'll be bloody benching. You'll be benching more than me. I said to Craig, I was like, go Anna, it's so good. And you're like, I'm like 69, 70 kilos.
Yeah.
You're 13 kilos lighter than me. That's well done. Well, I've got to lose my game. I've got to bloody get my bench up. That's really incredible. You should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
It really, really is. You're amazing. You're inspiring. You know, and I think a lot of women can learn from you. But one thing I say to women is do not compare your start to someone else's middle or end. You know, you can't. No. One thing I've learned is not to compare myself to others.
Yeah.
The only time I ever compare myself to others is like I'll look at other like fitness models or business people that are way ahead of us. And what I say to myself now is I'm like, imagine if I apply myself and work as hard as they have and fail forward and stumble forward and grow like they've grown, imagine where I'll be in 10 years' time, you know? And I think if you're ever looking at a woman who's ahead of you, look at her attributes.
Yeah.
Look at the things that don't go, oh, you know, she's got it so much easier than me, or she, you know, look at her. She looks so great. I'll never look like that. She's prettier than me. She's stronger than me. Fuck, there's always going to be a woman out. There's a million fitness models out there that are prettier and leaner and stronger than I am. But I don't look at that. You know, if it's someone that I look up to, I look at their work ethic, their ability to fail forward, their ability to navigate their shitty stories, their, you know, ability to take consistent action to get to where they want to be. And I think that's what you need to look at and like do those things. And you will get there eventually. But
and I think it does. It takes out the being envious, or like you said, oh, they got there because they had it easier, or you just start to be more aspire to be like someone because of how they've succeeded, or you don't do it in a negative way. I think you just put a more positive spin on everything.
Sometimes I'll even think, you know, like good mentors, you know, like we currently work with a guy called Lynn who's amazing. And sometimes if I'm having a bit of a dumb thought, you know, like, because sometimes I have dumb thoughts, like the stories in your head, I think to myself, what would Lynn do? Well, he wouldn't fucking sit here and have a cry about it, would he? Yeah. He'd fucking put his big girl pants on and take some action, you know, and learn from this and move forward. So it's like if you ever, I think and I always ask myself, is this action or behavior going to get me closer to the person I want to become or further away? So if you want to be like Anna, go, well, is this what Anna would do? Would Anna prep her food? Yes. Would Anna not go and get shit-faced on the weekend? Yes. Would she, if she fails in training, which she does and doesn't hit her numbers, would she crack the shits and quit? Or would she just go, you know, I go and do another session? So it's like, be the person that inspires you, because if you do that, you will eventually become them, you know, and that's one of our standards in our program. So, and I'm so pumped to like meet you in person at the event in July and like see what, you know, see if you can outbench me. That'll be cool.
I don't know about that.
It's so good. It's so good. But I really, really appreciate your time, because I know how busy you are. Obviously, because you're working the farm and the kids. But, you know, if you're a woman and you're watching this, and if you're in the program currently, you know, listen to what she said. Take those things away, because every single one of you can achieve this. You can. You can. You don't, you know, like I always joke around with people saying, oh, I'm just a big set of hooters. Like I'm not stupid, but I'm not incredibly intelligent. I'm just resilient and persistent. And I've learned to fail forward, you know, and it's like, you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the prettiest, you know, and you can, if you've had some adversity in your life, use it to fuel you to be better. Like look at the coaches, April and Mel, they've had some really tragic things happen to them, really horrible things, but yet they've persevered and they've built better lives for themselves, and now they're helping other women do the same. So you can do it. Know that you can do it, but it has to start with looking after yourself and being around people that have what you want and that lift you up and push you to be better. So Anna, thank you so much for taking the time. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and you're thinking about joining the program, click on the link below. You can book in a free chat with one of my coaches, and we'll just see where you are and where you want to be and whether or not you'll actually be a good fit for the program. Now, the call is free. There's no obligation to join. We always just like to talk to everyone and see if this will actually be a good fit for you. So thanks again, Anna, and I'll obviously speak to you in the program, but I'll see you in July.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bye. Bye.